Okay, so hello everyone. Today Sarah and I will be presenting to you about networking. She will be talking about the components and the characteristics of networks, while I will be talking about network security. First, I want to start with what is network security. Network security is the practice of preventing and protecting against unauthorized intrusion. As a philosophy, it complements endpoint security, which focuses on individual devices. Network security instead focuses on how those devices interact and on the connective tissue between them. Network security is the process of taking physical and software preventative measures to protect the underlying networking infrastructure from unauthorized access, misuse, malfunction, modification, destruction, or improper disclosure, thereby creating a secure platform for computers, users, and programs to perform their permitted critical functions within a secure environment. Network security is implemented by the tasks and tools you use to prevent unauthorized people or programs from accessing your networks and the devices connected to them. In essence, your computer can't be hacked if hackers can't get to it over the network. Now I'm going to be talking about the network security basics. Network security consists of protection, detection, and reaction. Protection. You should configure your systems and networks as correctly as possible. Detection. You must be able to identify when the configuration has changed or when some network traffic indicates a problem. Reaction. After identifying problems quickly, you must respond to them and return to a safe state as rapidly as possible. This, in short, is a defense in-depth strategy. If there's one common theme among security experts, it's that relying on one single line of defense is dangerous, because any single defensive tool can be defeated by a determined adversary. Your network isn't a line or point, it's a territory, and even if an attacker has invaded part of it, you still have the resources to regroup and beat them. This is only if you've organized your defenses properly. In this slide, I'm talking about the methods of security as well as their benefits. To implement this kind of defense in depth, there are a variety of specialized techniques and types of network security you will want to roll out. Access control is a type. You should be able to block access control. You should be able to block unauthorized users and devices from accessing your network. Users that are permitted network access should only be able to work from the limited set of resources for which they've been authorized. Next, we have anti-malware. Viruses, worms, and trojans by definition attempt to spread across a network and can lurk dormant or in infected machines for days or weeks. Your security effort should do its best to prevent initial infection and also root out malware that does make its way onto your network. Next is application security. Insecure applications are often the vectors by which attackers get access to your network. You need to employ hardware, software, and security processes to lock those apps down. The fourth one is behavioral analytics. You should know what normal network behavior looks like so that you can spot anomalies or breaches as they happen. Number 6 is data loss prevention. Human beings are inevitably the weakest security link. You need to implement technologies and processes to ensure that staffers don't deliberately or inadvertently send sensitive data outside the network. Email security. Phishing, with a P spelled PHISHING, is one of the most common ways attackers gain access to a network. Email security tools can block both incoming attacks and outbound messages with sensitive data. Next is firewalls, which is really important, perhaps the granddaddy of the network security world. They follow the rules you define to permit or deny traffic at the border between your network and the internet, establishing a barrier between your trusted zone and the Wild West outside. They don't preclude the need for a defense in-depth strategy, but they are still a must-have. Intrusion detection and prevention. Uh, Next, we have intrusion detection prevention. These systems scan network traffic to identify and block attacks, often by correlating network activity signatures with databases of known attack techniques. Mobile device and wireless security. Wireless devices have all the potential security flaws of any other networked gadget, but also can connect to just about any wireless network anywhere, requiring extra scrutiny. Next is network segmentation. Software-defined segmentation puts network traffic into different classifications and makes enforcing security policies easier. Security Information and Event Management, which is SIEM. These products aim to automatically put together information from a variety of network tools to provide data you need to identify and respond to threats. Next is VPN, a tool typically based on IPsec or SSL that authenticates the communication between a device and a secure network, creating a secure encrypted tunnel across the open internet. Last but certainly not least is web security. You need to be able to control internal staff's web use in order to block web-based threats threats from using browsers as a vector to infect your work. Web security is maybe like, for example, McAfee. They're one of those like antivirus programs that are bought and used. I'll be listing the cons of all the types of network security methods listed before, which are, I'll restate them briefly: access control, anti-malware, application security, behavioral analytics, data loss prevention, email security, firewalls, intrusion detection and prevention, mobile device and wireless security, network segmentation, SIEM, which is short for Security Information and Event Management, VPN, and last but certainly not least, web security. Since I already talked about the pros and their definition, I will be talking about the cons, starting with access control. One con of access control is that it does not support delegation and it's hard to figure out which files a user has access to. Next is anti-malware, which has a certain amount of disadvantages depending on which service is chosen. With that in mind, disadvantages are lack of comprehensive protection. When you use a free antivirus program, you are only getting a basic level of protection for your computer. Frequent upgrade prompts, numerous ads, lack of customer support, inferior scanning performance, slower scans, and sharing your data. After that, we have application security and secure applications. After that, we have application security. Insecure applications are often the vectors by which attackers get access to your network. Next, we have behavioral analytics. For this one, the main con is if you are not familiar enough with the network. There are no cons to data loss prevention other than that they are so hard to sustain consistently. Email security tools are not always 100% reliable. Firewalls are a must-have but cannot be relied on by its own. It needs something partnered with it. Intrusion detection and prevention does not work with every type of intruder. Mobile device security requires extra scrutiny. Networking segmentation only has some downsides because of the loss of information during the process, but other than that is pretty efficient. SIEM has the problem of not being able to find the solution to a problem fast enough or within a certain period of time. VPN could lead to a slower internet connection. Specific blockades of VPN services, for example, Netflix. Illegal use of VPNs themselves. Not knowing how strong the encryption provided by your VPN is. The logging and potential reselling of your internet habits to third parties, and connection breaks. Last, we have web security disadvantages. The computer may run slower if too many web security applications are applied. Expensive to maintain and purchase. The web security software will not block all malware. Most web security software programs have been proven to be easily passed through. The last thing I want to talk about is network security and the cloud. More and more enterprises are offloading some of their computing needs to cloud service providers, creating hybrid infrastructures where their own internal network has to interoperate seamlessly and securely, with servers hosted by third parties. Sometimes this infrastructure itself is a self-contained network, which can be either physical or virtual. Physical is several cloud servers working together, while virtual is multiple VM instances running together and networking with each other on a single physical server. To handle the security aspects, many cloud vendors establish centralized security control policies on their own platform. However, the trick here is that those security systems won't always match up with your policies and procedures for your internal networks, and this mismatch can add to the workload for network security pros. There are a variety of tools and techniques available to you that you can help ease some of this worry. But the truth is that this area is still in flux, and the convenience of the cloud can mean network security headaches for you. Thank you for listening.